Hey guys, welcome back. Once again, this is KJ, and this is KJ's What Happened for the week just behind us, the one we just finished. Thanks for coming back. Glad to see you made it through the week safely. Hope all is well. And let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Some of these I want to take a little bit of time with tonight. This isn't one of them, but I wanted to share it with you. Says he was a bright light in our lives. Parents paid tribute to Mormon missionary 19. He plunged to his death from a whale watching cliff in Sydney while taking a selfie. Death by selfie. I've seen some of these stories before. Honestly, not as many as I would expect over the years. I think this would be even a bigger issue. It is as far as driving goes. That's definitely gone up as far as the accidents taking place while people are, on their phones behind the wheel. American tourist who plunged to his death from a popular whale-watching cliff top has been named. Mr. Zimmerman's parents released a statement about the death of their son, who had been working at the church's Sydney mission since last year. I'm trying to get to the juice or the guts of the story, but I'm not really seeing much here. Anyway, it's just talking a lot about the kid. Yeah, bad news bears. Death by selfie. Here's an old one I kind of dug up just when I was researching another video. I wanted to share this one with you anyway because it was so crazy. Our baby's the devil, say Colombian parents whose child can walk at 4 weeks and breathes fire. Black magic and evil spirits have captured the soul of a newborn baby in Colombia who can apparently already walk by himself and produce fire, his own mother has claimed. Ana Santos gave birth to her son last month, but says her joy quickly turned to fear when she noticed that he had several abnormalities, leading to fears in her community that he is the devil in disguise. She says the boy can already stand up and walk, quite a feat for a child of just 4 weeks. Much like the 1976 horror film The Omen, the mother of 5 says he frequently hides around the house, cackles in an adult way for hours on end, and has an intimidating pair of eyes. I wish they would video this kind of stuff. She told the RC and radio station he walks like an adult, sometimes going off and hiding underneath the bed, in a suitcase, in the washing machine, or in the fridge. Her neighbors in the town of Lorica, near the Caribbean coast, also say he is possessed by a malign spirit and that he is capable of producing fire. I really wish people would record this stuff. This, they say, is because burn marks have been found on his clothes and a sofa where he regularly sits. It has led to vigilante attacks on Santos and her taxi driver husband at their house, which is allegedly being pelted with stones on a nightly basis by frightened residents. But the 28-year-old's story has not been believed by doctors, who have now launched an investigation into the possibility that the newborn could have been abused. Anyway, there's your story. We found the devil, it seems. So it's okay, guys. Calm down. You can relax now. It's a baby in Colombia. It can breathe fire, and it can walk like a grown-up at just 4 weeks old. I'm not sure if there's a video with this one. I think there might be a clip. Let's see. There's a clip, I think. TEDx speaker claims pedophilia is a sexual orientation and we must accept it. This right here is the end of the rainbow as far as the LGBTQIA slippery slope goes. This is the toilet bowl where it's all going to land right here. It's going to be the stuff with kids. And, we see that happening just all over the place right now. All these stories coming out, people being exposed. There's some stories here tonight to share with you. And now you got TEDx speaker claiming that kind of an orientation, hey, it's all right. You got to accept it. Controversy erupted recently over a TEDx talk featuring a German medical student who claimed that pedophilia is an unchangeable sexual orientation, just like heterosexuality. The student gave the talk at the University of Würzburg in Germany this past May under the title, Why Our Perception of Pedophilia Has to Change. During her talk, she said that people need to recognize that it's a natural force. Anyone can be born pedophiles, she told the audience. Of course, see, this is it. This is the end of that rainbow. This is that slippery slope. I was born this way. I can't help it. Anyone can be born a pedophile, she told the audience, citing it as just an unchangeable sexual orientation, just like, for example, heterosexuality. Hine then goes on to differentiate between pedophilia, the sexual attraction to children, and child molestation. The difference between pedophilia and other sexual orientations is that living out this sexual orientation will end in disaster, she said. Quite strangely, the student then cites studies showing that 20 to 30% of all child molesters are pedophiles. On the sheer insanity of this, LifeSite News has more. At times, Hine's ideas were confused. She said heterosexuality and pedophilia were both orientations, while saying pedophilia can be heterosexual, homosexual, and bisexual. She intimated that a non-pedophile could sexually abuse a child, but also included within her definition of pedophiles people attracted to a lesser extent to adults. And although she seems to think people are born pedophiles, she also said pedophilia has biological, social, and physiological or psychological factors.
What is pedophilia? And what is it not? In the ICD-10, the International Classification System for Illnesses, pedophilia is coded as the sexual preference for pre-adolescent children. It is listed under the sexual disorders. Whether the persistent occurrence of sexual thoughts and feelings for pre-adolescent children have been acted upon or not is not relevant to the diagnosis. Like every other sexual orientation, pedophilia can have different characteristics. For example, it can be heterosexual, it can be homosexual, bisexual.
Anyway, I think we get the gist, right? We heard enough. At least I did. You can go back and watch that whole clip sometime. That's a TEDx talk. The label of that one is TEDx is trying to hide this video. The leftist elite says something there. But anyway, you can check that out if you like. The main point of sharing this is just, again, that, this is the end of that toilet bowl. This is where the rainbow is going to land. And it's going to be the most degenerate, most disgusting stuff you've ever seen in your life. But you know what? They're going to normalize it. They've been doing it for a long time. Most of the people are conditioned for this. That's why if you bring this up with most normies or people who aren't even trying to be awake on either kind of level, you're the weird one. You're the freak. What are you talking about? Right? Meanwhile, this is exactly what's happening. It's totally being normalized. So we're seeing it all the time now. I've been covering this for many years. But there's a lot of stories on this subject popping up tonight. So let's see what else we have. Let's reach inside the bag and see what we can pull out here. Internet pastor, don't masturbate because it's gay sex. I think there might be a clip. Let's see.
Very honest about it. Masturbation is homosexuality. You're having sex with a man. You get it? Now you're putting images of a woman in your mind, but you're having sex with a man. That's where the devil will take us if we give him free rein in our minds. That's what.
Anyway, it's always these kind of people that they profile, though, in these on these websites when they're trying to make a point against something. It's always these kind of people, because I'm sure that, the guy's making some valid points there, but of course, he comes off churchy, right? He comes off like kind of ultra religious, you know? And, you know, these are the people, these are the videos that they always pick from when they want to make anybody who follows Christ or believes in God look like an idiot. It seems to be, that's what they do. But, you know, this is a first time over here on Pink News, a surprise, surprise, but I'd found this story, clicked, came over here to Pink News. And then I just scrolled down and I was like, well, there's a bunch of stories here, of course, from a different perspective. But like, look at this one. Parents made 11-year-old son have sex with them to stop being gay. That was one. Royal wedding guard who escorted Prince Harry and Meghan Markle revealed as gay porn star. He's flashing the horns. Because it's a spirit inside these people, right? Not just gay people. Not just gay porn stars. Gay royal's ex-wife to walk him down aisle in first ever same-sex royal wedding. Anyway, so yeah, there's these. This is Pink News. I think it means like it's gay type news, and there you go. So, internet pastor, don't masturbate because it's gay sex. What do you think about that? Do you kind of see my point there? They always use really extreme examples. Anyway, check out this rat worm. This is from a Hidden Underbelly 2.0. Now, this thing's really gross. Check it out. It's disgusting. So, of course, I wanted to share it with my audience. So, anyway, here you go. Check this out.
Oh, my God. Disgusting.
It's Baby Mouse.
Baby mouse. Oh, my God. I've never seen anything like it.
See what it is? I told you.
What is it?
What do you think that could be? I mean, look at that. I mean, rat worm is probably how I would describe it. Looks like some kind of a rat worm. I think I've got another video tonight of other creatures that look like this somewhere else. I'm pretty sure I put that one up. But anyway, let's take another look at the rat worm.
Baby mouse. Oh, my God. I've never seen anything like it.
See what it is? I told you.
What is it?
Weird, huh? All right, there's that. Hoping I have that other video up tonight. So I found another video around the time I saw this one of these other weird creatures, but they're in America and they look like, I don't know, like long, gross worms that are like 3 feet long or something. So we'll see if I can find that one. Okay, man. So, you know, this, well, there goes what happened. Here we go. This right here has been the big story of the week. I'm sure you've seen a lot of people talking about this. Hollywood actor, writer, producer, Isaac Kappy. This is a guy that's been exposing a lot of things happening in Hollywood as far as pedophilia goes. And let me see if I have his... I had a site up that was running a lot of his videos, but I may have taken that down. Anyway, so yeah, I think he did an interview, or he's been doing interviews the last few days. So, you know, the guy's really getting out there. He's been trying to tweet out a lot of things as well, doing things on Instagram, I think, too. I've just seen different clips of him talking. And I even thought about maybe just doing a live show this week and just running some of these clips, like these 30-minute long clips of the things he's saying, just to get it out there. Because it is very interesting. And, you know, we're always a little bit on edge when somebody comes out and starts, you know, talking like this. It's always, you know, it's okay to be a bit suspicious, especially because of the information being covered. Now, this is hardcore stuff, and he's definitely dropping a lot of names. So look into him if you haven't heard. If you're in this kind of community, especially if you're watching this show right now, chances are you've already heard about this guy, and you've probably seen interviews and the things he's talking about and the people he's putting out there. Let's see if I can find some of those tweets. Here's some. Last year, I was asked to join the Illuminati by Seth Green. The offer was $250,000 a year and any car I wanted, as if I would abuse children for such a paltry sum. Seth Green, you may know, is a famous actor. Started off as a child actor. He does a program called Robot Chicken on Adult Swim. There he is. Seth Green, American actor. Done some voice work on Family Guy. Here's his filmography, and this is from 1984 on. Look at that. This dude's been around for a long time. Definitely been in the business for a long time. So anyway, this guy is he's been dropping Seth's name and Seth's wife's name and all kinds of stuff. Let's see what we got over here. Let me read a little more. It says, hey, at James Gunn, you know how I know you're a pedophile? Because your friends are pedos too. Like Lloyd Kaufman, who ironically I met many years ago. Some of you follow my work know that I moved to California or New York right after film school and worked up there at Fangoria, and also a little bit with Trauma Team. And Trauma Team is run by Lloyd Kaufman, and he did all these low budget, still does low budget horror, kind of sexy comedies and stuff, and horror films, and you can look the guy up. But anyway, I've actually been there to Trauma Studio and all that stuff, and in New York many years ago. It's a long time ago. I got to help shoot the casting session the last time I was there for a character called Paco Bell, who was going to be in a movie called Poultrygeist. So this is Academy Award winning type stuff we're dealing with here, folks. Okay, so relax. So Seth Green, Lloyd Kaufman, Claire Grant. Claire Grant is Seth Green's wife, and many more. He says, I'm really effing sorry it had to be this way, but it's clear that no one wants to tell the truth. I know you're abused as children, and it just effing sucks that you are keeping the cycle of abuse alive. At Paris Jackson, remember that party last summer? Why did a child show up asking for Seth? Who was that little black boy? It's funny that y'all are trying to make this into a joke thing. We know. Everyone knows. 4chan sure as heck knows. Incredible Culk, which is Macaulay Culkin. I know you were abused as a child. It's effing awful. Please help the world and tell them. Here he's saying he'll be live streaming. It's funny watching the media bend over backwards to defend, quote, jokes about effing kids. We all know you fired the real Roseanne over one bad joke, yet try to excuse 10,000 tweets at James Gunn. So here's just some of it. As far as the names he's dropping, he's been dropping some big names like Steven Spielberg and people like this. Like I say, man, I've been waiting for someone like this forever. So have many of you. We've been waiting for these people to really step up. Part of what I've done for years is try to show Hollywood for what it really is. There's other people out there that do stuff that's similar, and this is what we've been chipping away at for many years. And now we're really starting to see the leaks coming through. So we're waiting on people like this. We want people to step up that have really had those experiences. It also helps confirm our work. A lot of us, the work we've done for many years, which is good. We want these people exposed. It can change the system completely. It's about the victims. There's people being victimized every day through this system. So we want this to be real. We want him to be real, Isaac Kappy. So I'm watching the story closely. Like I said, I may just do a live stream and just play some of the stuff he says and some of the names he's been dropping just so I can have it out there. I know other people are doing stuff like that as well. And it'll be interesting to see what happens, I'm sure there's going to be a major campaign against him. I'm sure we're going to see that here online. I'm sure, if he's real and he's really doing this, he's messing with spiritual forces, and hopefully he'll be protected. One of the things I watched him drop a few days ago, he was talking about Jesus even and saying, I really need Jesus, man. I really do need Jesus, man. I get it and stuff like that. So I'd like to find that clip again and put that out there too, because it's rare to see somebody this deep in Hollywood saying something like that. But Again, if he's being real, he's telling us the truth of these sick things he knows and sees, then yeah, you're going to need God, man. I mean, that's it. You got to get out of that system. So we'll keep an eye on it and see what happens with Isaac Kappy. I'm sure there'll be more to come. Let's see what we got here. This is Mavi777. Okay, now check this out. This is a great catch. I'm probably going to put this in a video here in a while. This is right out of it reminds me of like a chimera, however you pronounce it. Chimera. Just look at this thing. I mean, it's literally a bird head on a fish caught in China. That is crazy, right? I mean, look at this thing. All right, let's see what else he's got. Okay, look at this thing, man. Look at this massive turtle. I thought this was fake at first, but I believe it's real. Check it out. Okay, cool. So here's the video I was talking about earlier. I didn't realize it was on this longer form video here that Mavi777 did. Cool footage, though. First two bits, I thought really cool. This right here is really strange, too. This is what I was telling you about. We just did the video we were showing from the hidden underbelly about the rat worm, whatever it is. Look at these things and check out the audio. There's some bad language, I think, here a little bit. So you might want to take some popcorn and put it in the little one's ears for a couple minutes. But you ready? Okay, here we go. Check this out.
It's electric eel. Eel washed up on shore, man. That shit crazy. Well, washed up on the block. It's not even shore, it's block. That's a watermark. That's electric eel. That's not even a snake, man. That's not even a snake. That shit get right in. How you died? It's not even a snake. He probably came out of the zoo. What the fuck is this? Can anybody name this creature? Oh my god. Y'all make me go viral, please. We're in the hood. We need the money. We in the hood. We need the money. We need the YouTube views. Tell me what the fuck is this? Washed up from the sewer. And it has babies, couple of babies floating in the water. Let me see if I can get it there. I can't, bro. That's one of the babies. This is the little things that's coming out of it. I guess the goo or whatever it has in it.
Scientific now. You're a biologist right now. You're a biologist.
Let me see if I can find a couple of more babies. There they go right there.
They're in the boat right now.
Do you see the babies? There go the babies. So in total, 4 babies dead. Washed up from the sewer. Don't know really what happened. Overnight, it was a big flood. Oh, I see another one. It looks like a total of 5 now. This is one that barely made it to the water, to the concrete over here. Gonna go call the city of Miami, see what the fuck's going on here. Don't know what the fuck they put it in the water to try to kill us.
Anyway, I thought that was interesting. I wanted to share. So, not sure what it could be. So there's some flooding. So maybe that's it. Maybe it was an eel or something. Or maybe it's as the kid said, the government's putting something in the water to kill all the black people in Miami. That'd be the bigger story. North Koreans eat dog meat to beat the heat. In the sizzling heat, North Korea's biggest brewery is pumping out twice as much beer as usual. Pyongyang residents are lining up to get their bingsu, a syrupy treat made with shaved ice, and restaurants are serving it bowl after bowl of the season's biggest culinary attraction, spicy dog meat soup, euphemistically known as dangogi, or sweetmeat. Dog has long been believed to be a stamina food in North and South Korea, and is traditionally eaten during the hottest times of the year, giving a sad twist to the old saying, dog days of summer. I see what you did there. But really, you know, I mean, how do you feel? Because we've been getting triple digits out here. I absolutely hate the summer in the area I'm in because it's blistering. It's just really bad. But, you know, when you're out there in the triple digits and you're just, you know, you're sweating everything out of your system and you're sick from the heat and you're staggering around, first thing I think of to get refreshed is a nice hot bowl of sweetmeat. You too, right? The dates are fixed according to the lunar calendar, and dog meat consumption centers around the Sambok, or 3 hottest days. Hottest days. Hottest days eating dog meat, man. July 17th and 27th and August 16th this year. Demand appears to be especially high this year because of a heat wave in East Asia. There you go. I get bored when they keep talking about the weather. Let's see what else we got here. On both sides of the demilitarized zone, dogs used for their meat are raised on farms for that express purpose. That's interesting. I never knew that. It's been our national food since olden times, explained a waitress at the Pyongyang House of Sweetmeat, the largest dog specialty restaurant in the North Korean capital. People believe that the heat cures heat, so they eat dog meat and spicy dog soup on the hottest days. It's healthier than other kinds of meat. The restaurant's menu lists more than a dozen dog dishes, including ribs, hind legs, and boiled dog skin. That just sounds good, doesn't it? Boiled dog skin. For you all listening, you know, I mean, really, maybe some of you are North or South Koreans, or maybe you've actually been there. Maybe you have family out there. But have you ever tried this? I mean, I understand it's a cultural thing, and that's where it's different. You know, I get that. So I'm not trying to, you know, poke a whole lot of fun at these people. But has anybody out there actually eaten dog meat, or maybe even this dog soup? You know, what was the experience? If you don't mind sharing, what's it like? This is just a cool video I wanted to show you. All right, check this out. This is really cool. Man, look at him go. Designs revealed for Iceland's first pagan temple in 1,000 years. This is going into another video. I did a video a few years ago called something to the effect of Ancient Gods Returning for Armageddon, and how there's a lot of signs of things like that, and I see this as a part of that as well. For the first time in 1,000 years, a new pagan temple is being constructed in Iceland's capital city that will house and shrine to the Norse gods Thor, Odin, and Frigg. And a part of that, I don't want to call it a psyop, but that predictive programming, that kind of social engineering of that comes to us in the form of superheroes and that whole big movement right now, Marvel, DC movies, and our gods wearing spandex, things like this. The temple is 10 years in the making and is currently under construction. The 4,000 square foot facility will overlook the Icelandic capital and be completed in 2016. Oh, this is from 2015. Oh, that's an older story. Then I wonder if this is already up. Let's see. Oh, there it is. I saw a story flash by that was a June 2018. Ready in late 2018. Okay, so I guess we're close. The god of thunder is making a triumphant return to Iceland after 1,000 years without a temple of worship to the Norse gods. Iceland is resurrecting its pagan roots. The religion does not take a stance on politics, nor is there a fixed theology. However, a general pantheism is embraced. With an increase in members in the last few years, the need for an official space in which to officiate ceremonies and gather also heightened. The religion saw a 50% increase in registration of members since 2014 and is the largest non-Christian religious group in Iceland with almost 4,000 members. Interesting. So the ancient gods are returning. This is an older video, but it's just something I wanted to show you, just a little quick bit of footage. I probably can't even play it out because this is from the late show with James Corden. And those people are really hardcore about flagging. I did a whole video on James Corden a while back. He does this carpool karaoke thing, and I showed how every person he had on carpool karaoke is associated with, satanic symbolism, Illuminati signs, whatever you want to say. I thought that was interesting, and yeah, they came in and snapped at that one pretty quick. But anyway, this is about Kristen Stewart. She's the actress Kristen Stewart. She's in those Twilight movies, and she's talking about how she got her first tattoo, and he's like, well, can you show us? And that she kind of grimaces. She's not crazy about the idea. And then she shows the tattoo, and this is it right here. So I thought that was interesting. Kristen Stewart's talking about getting her first tattoo, her only tattoo. And of course, it's, an all-seeing eye, right? There you go. And that whole system is just right on the verge of being completely and totally exposed. It really is. It really is. That's the big secret, right? It's the big secret, or one of the big secrets. There's different secret societies. They're all in charge. Yes, Hebrew mysticism is a part of this stuff as well. I was looking into something about a famous Kabbalist rabbi from Hollywood. He died a while back. I'm thinking of making a video on this guy, and you can hear from his own words the things that he was telling to these people in Hollywood, because a lot of people in Hollywood were really into this dude, and he died 6-7 years ago or so. Anyway, I found some tapes on this guy, like online. I found him just talking, so started listening to it, about the Kabbalist religion and this Hebrew mysticism and all that. And wow, I mean, so I'm going to have to make a video on that and just play that out and let you hear it. But so many of these people in Hollywood are into that kind of stuff. And you see it in the movies. It's one of the reasons you see so much of the symbolism and all that. But it's all different secret societies. It's the beast system. It's the all-seeing eye system. Illuminati, Freemason, Jesuits, of course, are part of that. Zionism in there as well, on a level. Different groups, right? But they all obey the eye. They're all about the eye. Let's see, where was it? There it is. That's what they're all about. A lot of them. I can't speak for all of them, but the people on the top of the pyramid. I think this was a story from, we already did this one before. Just for good measure, it's up on screen. Scientists have created an AI inside a test tube using strands of DNA, and they hope it will soon start to form its own memories. I had that one pulled up again just for another video I'm working on, but interesting information, right? Playing God. 13 students possessed by evil spirit in Dano City. I can't find anything else on this but this right here. So this is a story I've been looking into. This is all you get. At least 13 female high school students were allegedly possessed by an evil spirit in Dano City, Cebu, on Thursday, July 12th. Dr. Renee Caton, Provincial Health Office head, confirmed the report. Caton said the students involved were grade 8 and 9 students from Ubaldo Iwe Memorial National High School in Barangay Cambane of the same city. The mass hysteria started after the students reportedly saw a black figure in school. And I've talked about that black figure in other videos as well. The Philippines, the kid actually took a picture of the black figure. There's a black figure that all the kids kept seeing at a school in the Philippines. They have a snap of it from his iPhone, a big black figure coming around a corner. It's pretty crazy. And then later that day, a bunch of those kids got overtaken by a spirit. So this will be in a video as well. This is just the kind of stuff, the kind of thing I look for. And I connect because I remember other stories connecting to this black figure. The children seen, and then a lot of them got or felt possessed by something. More of that kind of, when I see this news again, I think of the whole ancient gods in returning for the end type of a thing. 300-pound head of a sphinx that emerged from the dunes of California's central coast traces its roots to Hollywood, not Egypt. The artifact is now on display at a little-known archaeology site and wildlife refuge in the farm town of Guadalupe, 8 miles northwest of Santa Maria. The Dunes Center works on excavating items unearthed from the massive set where Cecil B. DeMille filmed the silent movie The Ten Commandments in 1923. It's a registered archaeological site. And there it is. It's like they made the movie and they just kind of left everything out there. Burned out millennials are quitting lucrative jobs. Sarah Solomon had a pretty sweet life. The 20-something publicist was always out at fashion events, dinners, and parties, and even hung out with John Legend during Fashion Week. It was definitely New York glamorous, a black dress, leather pants, and high heels, and an hour putting on my makeup, says Solomon. Anyone would think I had a really fun life, meeting cool people and celebrities. But she yearned for something more and resented only having 2 weeks of vacation a year. So last August, she quit her seemingly great job at a plum downtown PR firm. I wanted to travel more. I didn't want to have to ask for time off and grovel for extra days, says Solomon, now 25 and living in a rental house in Kauai, Hawaii, overlooking the beach. Over the past 10 months, she scaled volcanoes in Guatemala, soaked up the waterfalls of Bali, Indonesia, and basked on glorious beaches halfway around the world. She gets by doing freelance PR work on the road, so as long as she can get decent Wi-Fi in paradise. I do have to budget more, but the freedom is so worth it, she says. There are different ways to work. The world is changing. The traditional concept of employment is the latest thing that the ever-contrarian millennial generation is reinventing. They're quitting their jobs without worrying about what they'll do next. According to a 2018 millennial survey, 43% of millennials expect to leave their job within 2 years. The trend is in line with broader shifts. According to the Labor Department, the percentage of workers of any age quitting their jobs reached 2.4% in May, the highest level in more than 16 years. 20 years ago, I never would have seen this, says Kat Graham, a managing partner in a human resources advisory firm who has 20 years of experience in HR. The job market is so hot right now. Unemployment is at a record low, and the war for talent is hotter than ever. There are more jobs than there are qualified candidates. Solomon's boyfriend, Tim Mason, is also a quitter. 3 years ago, long before the two met, he left a good-paying job selling software at a top consulting company in New Jersey. Sitting at work, he says he saw his whole life flash before his eyes, 50-hour work weeks with a measly 10 days of vacation every year, and he didn't like it one bit. Nothing was wrong with the job. It was a great company, good money, 6 figures. I was 26, and I said, why am I going to spend my 20s sitting at a desk, says Mason, now 29. We're waiting for retirement at 67, and they keep bumping it up. Who knows what age it'll be for me, 70s? I thought it was foolish not to leave. And he adds, I was the top sales guy for 3 years before I left. I did the Michael Jordan thing. I went out on top. Mason has since traveled around the world, visiting more than 30 countries. He and Solomon met at a hostel for surfers in San Juan del Sur, Nicaragua, just a few days after she left New York. Anyway, I just want to kind of share that. I like that. I mean, as long as they can figure out a way to live, you know. I mean, I'm one of these people that like that. I'm a gypsy type soul myself, so I can appreciate what a lot of these people are thinking and what they're doing. Again, as long as they're able to, you know, take care of themselves, you know, if it's like constantly bumming money off of your friends and family so you can live this life of not working, that's a whole other story. But if you can somehow provide enough money for yourself to get out there and just really live and see things and do things, and that's the way to do it, man. I think it's great, you know, if you want to live that way. Not everybody likes to live that way, but it's just a new way of looking at work and life, you know. New York City freaks out over orange skies. There've been a lot of this orange sky stuff. They had one in Austin. You know, I drove down to Texas a little while back. On the way back up, Austin was experiencing that orange sky phenomenon, and they're saying it was from the Saharan sands or something. I don't know. But anyway, there's a lot of this sky changing color going on, and of course I'm going to do a compilation sometime with some of this stuff. New Yorkers may have thought the apocalypse was upon them early Wednesday when they awoke to an eerie tangerine-colored sky. NYC sky today, an unreal glow of pink and orange during sunrise, Matt McDermott tweeted, along with images of Gotham immersed in the ethereal light. Some thought the strange sky was downright biblical. Finally, Christ is coming back to save us from this misery, tweeted Mr. Resistor, who figured the glow was a sure sign of Judgment Day. But the answer to the mystery was more down to earth, a rare confluence of early morning sunlight, humidity, and haze, according to an Aggie weather meteorologist. But they always have an explanation for these anomalies, right? A rain system from the west arrived as the sunlight peeked through the clouds. Paul Walker told the Post it was very humid as the light reflected through water droplets, haze, and dust, giving the sky that color. Okay, sure. Whatever, Paul. We know it's the apocalypse. Dun, dun, dun.
Had me when I was going to run the yellow on Wisconsin Newkirk. All right, get up, DC. It is 6:07, 73 degrees outside.
Well, I don't want to play this because, let me see, is this a news channel? Okay, maybe they won't claim this. Let's see.
Take a look at the story that may not be on your radar, but should be. A man was arrested for walking around naked at a Planet Fitness gym. Now, when confronted, He said he thought Planet Fitness was a judgment-free zone. Touche, my friends, touche. That excuse is so great, they shouldn't even press charges. Of course, wipe down every inch of that gym twice, but no charges.
I was kind of hoping there'd actually be a story on that. Let me see. Man naked in Planet Fitness. Here we go. A man who was caught naked in Planet Fitness thought he'd get away with it because the gym considers itself a judgment-free zone. Eric Stagno, 34, of Massachusetts, was arrested on Sunday at a gym after gym-goers allegedly caught him exercising in the nude. Brett Morgan said police were dispatched to the Planet Fitness location after receiving a call from witnesses that summarily said the guy walked in, stripped down right there in front, left the clothes and belongings at the front desk, walked back and forth across the gym a couple of times, and then settled in over at the yoga mats. The police captain added that Stagno was in a yoga-type pose when authorities arrived. Stagno said he thought it was a judgment-free zone, apparently referencing the gym's slogan. Gymgoers reported feeling sick, unsafe, and disgusted by Stagno's alleged actions. Stagno was taken into custody without incident and charged with indecent exposure, lewdness, and disorderly conduct. He's reportedly released on a $1,000 bail. I just want to put this one in there because just, wow, what are the possibilities here? Trump warns Twitter it will be investigated for shadow banning. I know. I mean, there's people out there that every time there's a story, it's like, this is false, it's fake news, this is never going to happen, and I don't look at the world that way. I look at the possibilities, and I'd like to think this could possibly happen, because if it did, that'd be nice, because hopefully what I'd like to see happen is YouTube next. I mean, seriously. Obama used to use all kinds of government agencies against conservatives and Republicans. I mean, you can look into this, look it up. This happened all the time. So, why not? Now you've got a Republican in office, the closest thing we have to it anyway, with Trump. And he seems to be willing to do stuff like this and go to war with people in big groups. And all these groups are very lefty. They're all run by the same little corporations. So why not? Why not get into Twitter's business for a while and then maybe turn your attention over to YouTube and look at some of the stuff these people have been pulling, right? Maybe it could happen. I'm going to be putting this bit in an upcoming video as well. I think it's very powerful. I've covered American Horror Story a few times. I mean, that really is just, Ryan Murphy is... I have no doubt deep into Hollywood Satanism, and he gets all this stuff. He even understands all the mystery schools and mystery religions and all that, because I see it all in his different shows. This guy knows what's going on. And, I always wondered about this too. There's actors and actresses that sometimes they take on these really horrific roles. They really got to get their heads into this stuff and really become these people and feel these feelings. And what happens to you when you're doing this for years and years and years and years on end, especially if you're constantly taking on roles that are kind of screwed up, evil people, messed up people. You're constantly doing it. It's got to have an effect. And that's what's happening to this young man here. Evan Peters opens up about the emotional toll American Horror Story has on him, and it's heartbreaking. I'm going to put this into a bigger video, as I said, and this is one of the things I've put aside here. But we'll go ahead and read some of this here. Speaking to GQ, Evan detailed just how difficult it is for him to portray some of the roles that Ryan Murphy throws his way. When asked about the intense roles he's had to play over the past few years, Evan said, "I'm goofy, I'm silly, I like to have fun. I don't like to yell and scream. I actually hate it. I think it's disgusting and really awful, and it's been a challenge for me. Horror Story sort of demanded that from me." To be honest, Evan has probably had it the hardest when it comes to American Horror Story. Almost every single one of his roles has been emotionally challenging, He's had to play a school shooter, an asylum patient, a boy who was molested by his mother and brought back to life as a zombie, a member of the freak show, a serial killer, an actor, and a ghost, and of course, the absolutely brutal cult leader, Kai Anderson. It's been all a massive stretch for me and really difficult to do, he says, of playing those characters. It's hurting my soul. And Evan is a person. See, he feels that, you know? There's this massive amount of rage that's been called upon from me, and the emotional stuff that's been called on me for pose has been heartbreaking, and I'm sick. I don't feel good. When asked what kind of toll the sinister stuff takes on him, his answer was just as heartbreaking. It's just exhausting. It's really mentally draining, and you don't want to go to those places ever in your life. And so you have to go there for the scenes, and it ends up integrating it somehow into your life. You're in traffic and you find yourself screaming and you're like, what the hell? This isn't who I am. I fight really hard to combat that and make sure that I'm watching comedies and hanging out with my fiance and chilling with friends and watching movies. So there's a little bit of that. So now we got another one of these, Hollywood types getting busted, putting out these filthy and disgusting tweets that have to do with hurting children and messing around with kids. And this is Rainn Wilson. This is the guy that played Dwight Schrute on The Office. Actor Rainn Wilson says, what about human baby meat? RT, what should I eat for dinner? I am thinking pasta. Little concerned this morning, found blood in my urine. Well, not my urine, the baby urine I wash my hair with. I mean, who says stuff like this? Seriously, and who thinks this kind of stuff's funny? Joke, how many clowns does it take to screw in a light bulb? 12, one to screw it in, and 11 to kidnap and chew on human babies. I mean, who thinks of this stuff unless you've seen it in real life or been involved in it, right? If you want to punish a teenager, simply take away their cell phone and sodomize them with it. I drained the blood out of a goth kid. Does that make me a goth by proxy? Beautiful day for the ritual scarification of a virgin. Guys, are you with me on this? I mean, who thinks like this? Who thinks this kind of stuff's funny? You see what I'm saying? From out of the mouth comes what's in the heart. This is what's on these people's minds. And it's not just a fluke. There's more and more of this coming out. We're seeing a lot of it, right? It's like that Me Too stuff. It just kind of, that was the tip of the not the tip of the pyramid, but the tip of the, what you'd call it, what the Titanic hit in the ocean. I'm being dumb now. Iceberg. It's the tip of the iceberg. This one is a real heartbreaker, man. Check this out. Watch the footage. And also, ladies, put yourself in this position. Reverse gender roles in this, just so you can kind of feel this a little more. But anyway, check this out, man. I'm going to be interested to see what you think about this.
In favor of a jilted husband, he claims another man seduced his wife and ruined his marriage, and it turns out the law is on his side. A judge ordering the so-called other man to pay the husband nearly $9 million. ABC's Adrian Bankert has more on this one. Hey, Adrian.
Hey, it sounds bizarre, Cecilia, but a judge ruled that other man did break up this couple's happy home. It was the wife who shot the video you're about to see of her devastated husband. She says the marriage was always troubled. But in the end, this affair was pricey.
Why are you taking my wife?
Guys,
Why are you taking my wife from me?
It's a real-life soap opera. A husband pleads with his wife as he's kept from coming in the room by his wife's lover.
Steenie, you're picking him over me? Stop trying to enter.
Keith King tries desperately to speak to his wife Danielle, while Francisco Hizar, the other man, won't let him in. Danielle can be heard in the background as she records the video.
I don't want this. I don't want it to be like this.
Steenie, why did you lie to me?
King didn't get his marriage back, but he's been awarded nearly $9 million after a judge ruled his now ex-wife's lover had to pay for the affair.
She's my wife, man.
King took his case to court, citing an unusual alienation of affection law, only on the books in 6 states. The law requires proof of a once happy marriage and evidence that shows the love and affection between the couple was destroyed by the wrongful or malicious actions of an outsider. King gathered text messages, Facebook posts, phone records, and hotel receipts dating back to when he says he first found out about the affair in 2015, calling a number he didn't recognize that led to his czar.
When he answered, I simply said, "She is a married woman. Do not contact her ever again."
Hazar then rented a hotel room less than a mile from King's home to continue the affair, which was on and off through 2017. Though he won in court, King admits the heartbreak was costly.
What I've endured is, I've compared it to like a nuclear bomb going on around my surroundings.
And this massive judgment, not just for the destruction of a marriage, but also a business, which Keith King and his wife...
Man, what do you think about that footage, huh? I mean, really. And like I said, ladies, you can put yourself in that position if you switch that around. What if you found out your husband was having an affair, and then one day the husband, or one day you're trying to get back into the place or whatever, and his mistress or his new girlfriend is the one that's holding you back, not even allowing you into the house. And they just I don't know, man. That's a tough one. It's a tough one. I mean, good for that guy though. $9 million he won. Okay. There you go. That'll help a broken heart out, won't it? A pregnant goat dies after she was gang raped by 8 men. I've been using that word a lot tonight. I'm pretty sure that YouTube's not going to like this video. But this is the news, folks. Okay, this is what we find. They're accused of, a pregnant goat has died after we got that part. They are accused of stealing the goat, taking it into a house and abusing it. Her owner, named only as Aslip, it's a great name, Aslip. I've never heard of that before. Aslip. And like no other name. I like it. What's your name? I'm Aslip. You're Aslip what? Just Aslip. That's it. Aslip heard her pain-filled bleating and followed the sound. She was already dead when he arrived. 5 men fled, but 3 stayed and dared him to report the crime. He told the Tribune India this week that the suspects, who were all drunk, had tried to attack his goat earlier, but he prevented them. They tried to molest her in the courtyard. When I raised alarm, villagers caught them and thrashed them. Enraged, they came back 8 hours later and took away my goat. And then they did their thing. Humans being creatures, humans being monsters, humans being animals. Really, 8 men really wanted that goat that bad? Or is there something else to the story I'm not seeing? I don't know. It is the goat, after all. Aslip. I'm Aslip. Nope, just Aslip. Teenagers covered disabled woman in flour and eggs, then posed for picture. It's more humans being animals. 5 teenagers have been arrested after they allegedly attacked a disabled woman by covering her in flour and eggs. They then posed for pictures that were put online showing them posing behind the woman who was sat on a park bench. Police said 2 17-year-old boys and 2 15-year-old boys have been arrested in connection with the incident, but have been released on bail. There's the picture. One kid flashing the 666, the other the horns, not even realizing what they're doing, but that's just a part of that consciousness, that satanic consciousness. That's the way I see stuff, at least. This afternoon, police revealed a 5th person, a 15-year-old boy, has been arrested in connection with the attack. The victim, a woman in her 40s, was assaulted by the group of teenagers who threw flour and eggs over her after a verbal altercation. There you go. Police find 82 grams of drugs in Wisconsin woman's, Wisconsin woman is facing felony drug charges after police say they found about 82 grams of drugs on her, Desiree Webster, 20, was arrested June 25th in Shawano after police pulled over the 1997 Monte Carlo she was driving. Her companion, 39-year-old Gerald McCollum, a convicted drug dealer, was also in the car. Officers pulled over the car after getting a tip that McCollum might be selling heroin, cocaine, marijuana, meth, and other drugs. Police said McCollum's MO was to travel with a woman who had slipped the drugs into her, after police stopped them, or if police stopped them. Police dogs showed particular interest in the driver's seat where Webster had been sitting at the time of the stop. After a corrections officer performed a strip search on Webster, she suggested there was something hidden in her, A CT scan of Webster's pelvic area taken at a hospital showed something that looked like a plastic bag that was about the size of a human fist. That could not have been comfortable. But check this out. Officers say they found nearly 82 grams of drugs inside Webster. Here's the breakdown. 36.67 grams of cocaine, 14.72 grams of meth, 27.80 grams of synthetic weed, 6 MDA pills, ecstasy, and 1.26 grams of marijuana. Inside her, Oh, there's my story. This is the one that I wanted to hit on earlier, but I guess I pulled up 2 links. Okay. July 25th, a naked man who police found doing jumping jacks in the women's bathroom of a McDonald's in Tennessee was arrested Monday on public indecency, trespass, and public intoxication. Police were summoned to a McDonald's in Nashville due to a male subject who was locked in the women's restroom naked. Restaurant manager reported that the man had been there all day. A patrolman reported encountering Brody Young, 25, in the bathroom. Young, the cop added, was indeed naked. Young, seen it right, was erratic and doing jumping jacks and hitting the wall, reported the cop, who noted a strong chemical odor in the bathroom, evidence that the intoxicated Young had likely been huffing, like Huffington Post. Deemed a danger to himself and others, Young was taken into custody and charged with several misdemeanors. Mr. Young has priors for huffing, like Huffington Post. Utah man is accused of stabbing his 10-month-old son on an altar after finding a 666 devil mark on him before dumping his body in a trash bag. More of these crimes. A Utah man said he killed his 10-month-old son by stabbing him on a homemade altar after he found 666 devil mark on his body. Alex Hidalgo, 37, of Ogden, is accused of murdering his son on Friday while the child's mother was out running errands. When the woman returned, she found Hidalgo sitting on the couch reading a Bible and watching a religious video. He said the baby was dead and told her not to call anyone or he would be sent to prison, according to court documents. She then found her son's body inside a plastic garbage bag stashed in a closet and alerted a neighbor. While she gave the baby CPR, Hidalgo fled and broke into an abandoned home where he was arrested on Saturday wearing blood-stained clothes, the same outfit police believe he had on when he murdered the child. Mysterious sky turns black in the middle of the day in remote Russian towns. Told you there's a lot going on in the skies, right? But there's always an explanation. I mean, nothing to see here, folks. This has only been going on about 3 months now, all around the world. Russian officials appear baffled over a massive cloud that turned day into night, scaring pensioners over an area larger than Britain. There are claims that the sudden darkness could have been caused by a dust storm from a meteorite strike or a secret Kremlin weapon test. Other explanations for mystified locals are a UFO, an unreported eclipse, the, quote, work of the devil, or smoke from raging wildfires. I want to get deeper into some of this stuff in a video. I said there have been a lot of these reports lately, all around the world. There for a while, I remember all those skies turning purple. So this is a thing we're seeing. This is a real thing. And I think this was Ratworm. Yes, this was another one of the Ratworm videos, but this is Mavi. And I think that concludes our night, man. Let me jump over here to the chat room with you guys for a sec, see what's going on. Hi, guys. How you doing? Hey, just wanted to say thanks again for being here. Wasn't like the craziest news week as far as a lot of stories. I didn't have that many stories. I mean, I think we had enough. We got an hour. You know, we did an hour, a bit over an hour. Some of the shows sometimes go up to an hour and a half. But this is just it. It's one of those nights where we had just enough for a good hour. So I just wanted to say thanks again for checking out the show. I appreciate it. Hope you guys are all well. I want to give a big shout out to my Patreon friends out there. Thanks again, guys, all of you. I'll be doing a night show for you guys here soon. I did a day show for some, and then I get a night show coming for those that are interested. A big shout out to Silver Botanicals. Please check out their products if you want to support my work. Also check out their essential oils. I'll leave a link below. And that's it, man. Otherwise, God bless. Thanks for being here again, guys. Appreciate it. I got some more videos coming out this week on YouTube and on my main channel. Also have some surprise shows coming up. I have one I'm trying to line up that has to do with personality types that I think you guys might enjoy. And I'm really interested in the subject lately myself, so we'll check that out too. Anyway, until then, take care, okay? And I'll talk to you later. Have a good week.